It's heartbreaking to learn that a career that you got into because you wanted to do the right thing is an industry that stabs you in the back pretty quickly.
All new at 10, a Springville police officer fired for being dishonest has won a major battle.
Chief investigative reporter Wendy Holleran has reported extensively on the case of Kati Powell. Wendy, tell us more.
Well, Mark and Jamie, what I'm about to show you undercuts the internal affairs investigation Springville Police conducted against Officer Kati Powell in 2023. The Department of Public Safety, Peace Officer Standards and Training, known as POST, which certifies police officers in Utah and decertifies them, had the same evidence, the same set of facts, and came to a completely different conclusion, which begs the question, how is that possible?
When you read this, what was the first thing that ran through your mind?
Finally, somebody listened who was looking for the truth.
Springville PD conducted an internal affairs investigation and determined Officer Kati Powell's conduct warranted not only an investigation, but termination. Based on Springville's referral to Post, Post conducted a Garrity interview with Officer Powell in early July. Her Fraternal Order of Police Attorney J.C. Jensen on the Zoom Garrity interview. Within days of the interview, Post closed the file and the investigation and sent Officer Powell this letter clearing her of any wrongdoing. It says there is not sufficient evidence and Post is not seeking to suspend or revoke her certification.
It was very validating for them to come back so quickly and say, yeah, we can't find anything.
As a reminder, Springville PD reviewed the body camera footage you're about to see and determined Officer Powell acted inappropriately. Religious signs with rules covered the walls. One read, "Have you been obedient enough today to deserve a snack?"
He has so many rules and it's so hard to follow.
I see that. Trust me, I see that kid. Why don't you guys go into whatever room you want to go into
Okay.
so the adults can talk?
Yeah. Oh, me too. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
The rules are clearly stated. They're nothing that means a little 1 minute, 2 minutes in the corner.
Powell, suspecting emotional abuse, reported the father to DCFS. Springville's internal affairs investigation found her conduct was dishonest and unethical.
Post had nothing to gain, and they had nothing to lose.
Springville PD's investigation contradicts the Post investigation. Post is in charge of officers across the state.
They just looked at the truth and saw what was there and what was not there, and they ruled appropriately. I think it definitely highlights the good old boys club and even the cult-like participation of the thin blue line, the blue wall.
Nobody at Springville PD was willing to do an on-camera interview, which still leaves the lingering question of what did Officer Powell actually do wrong? Retired Salt Lake City Police Chief Chris Burbank had this to say about Springville PD's findings against Powell.
Well, it certainly seemed inaccurate in my personal review.
Do you think this was fair?
Well, certainly not in how it was handled.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Springville PD fired one but not the other. Sergeant Larry Tusher demoted for accessing the BCI database multiple times, running his ex-wife's new boyfriend, and more, which is a crime. For Powell, it appears Chief Haight supported Tusher and urged Post to get him back on the job ASAP, but canned her. Even writing this letter of leniency, requesting Post cut Tusher a break on the length of his punishment.
No, I didn't receive a letter like that. Not that I needed it.
He gets to keep his job. He gets a letter of leniency, and she gets fired. How do you reconcile?
Oh, you don't reconcile this, right? What this comes down to is we have a sexist society, and until we recognize, especially in the policing profession, right? We'll leave all the rest of the world out of this, but our society is very sexist.
There's a difference between standing up for an officer who did the right thing and begging for leniency for an officer you know did the wrong thing, instead of the one who arguably committed crimes, allegedly.
Powell appealed the city's decision to terminate her employment and tells me, quote, "We came to a resolution. Now, I have repeatedly asked Chief Haight for an on-camera interview, but have been denied. This time I reached out to Chief Haight and Lieutenant Jeremy Leonard, who conducted the internal affairs investigation, and the Springville City Council asking about the disparity. No one responded, and it has been weeks. I included the fact that if they were not willing to speak on camera, to send me a written statement, but still no response.